Number one spot, you been cheating on me. Niggas get you and be thinking they me. You could be you, but you never be me. You never be me. Yeah. The universe is on our side. If you woke, then wake up, nigga.
Oh yeah, I'm on my Trump shit tonight. Radio, fuck you. Hey, give me the, hey, you know what it is though? Cause hey, I love Drake, I love Khaled, but they set that song up, bro. Black men have been slaves. Obama wasn't allowed to do this. Yeah! Telling you that Hillary gonna win over and over and over, then you wake up, you still can't believe it. You know why? Because you was lied to by Google. You was lied to by Mark Zuckerberg. Right now, press, get ready to write your passive-aggressive LeBron James racist comments. Season 4 racist comments. Get ready to have a field day, press. Get ready, because the show's over.
November 19th, 2016, Kanye's final show on the Life of Pablo tour. Shortly after playing just 3 songs and reuniting with his friend Kid Cudi after months of beef on Twitter. Kanye broke out into a rant where he reached topics such as Jay-Z having killers, Drake having too much radio time, his support for Donald Trump, being lied to by Mark Zuckerberg and Google, and more. This rant was part of Kanye's mental breakdown, or as he'd like to call it, his breakthrough. This is a moment that changed Kanye's life forever. Many believe this moment was inspired by the robbery in Kanye and Kim's apartment in Paris less than a month earlier from the show, sleep deprivation, mental health, and other factors. Kanye stated it as
fear, stress, control, being controlled, manipulation, like being a pawn in a chess piece of life, stressing things that create like validation that I didn't need to worry about as much. And this is the concept of competition and being in competition with so many elements at one time. On a race against time, your age, you getting old. Race against popularity on the radio. Khaled got this song, Drake got this song on the radio, it's playing to death. St. Pablo ain't playing. I could take the whole interview.
Just a month after canceling his tour, Kanye West was seen in New York City meeting with the newly elected President of the United States, Donald Trump. Throughout the calendar year of 2017 was mostly quiet for Kanye West. He found himself at home a lot. The only really big news that came out about Kanye West is that on May 6th, he deactivated all of his social media pages and deactivated his Twitter account, which was very active in 2016, especially around the release of The Life of Pablo. Throughout 2017, he spent a lot of time with his family.
Yeah, I'm always gonna represent that, but I also represent the world. When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. You was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? It's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race, blacks and whites being one race. That we're the human race.
To say the very least, Kanye's visit at TMZ broke the internet.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
After these remarks, Kanye West went to Twitter and stated that he described it as mental slavery. His goal was to describe that he wants everyone to think free for themselves and not be slaves to brands, to fashion, and to the culture. After the night of an amazing album listening party held in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where Kanye West recorded his 8th studio album titled Ye, This album released on June 1st, and it reached topics such as mental health and Kanye's own insecurities. Obviously, Kanye West since 2016 dealt with a lot of mental health related situations, and to see him at a very vulnerable rate, you guys, after seeing how much of an ego he's had throughout his career, it was very inspiring. Just a week later, Kanye West released his first ever collaborative project with Kid Cudi. Fans have been waiting for this duo to come out with an album for years. So to see this reaching topics of having insecurities and seeing these two go through their own mental health journey since 2016, it was beautiful to see on an album. During this time, Kanye West produced 5 albums for the Good Music Summer Rollout, including an album for Pusha T himself, Kids See Ghosts, Nas, and Tiana Taylor. During this time, he got himself in a situation in which he got in a huge beef with Drake, in which there were 2 diss records from Pusha T and Drake himself.
What do you really think of the nigga that's making your beats? I've done things for him I thought that he never would need. Father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me.
Facts, you are hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Ooh!
The beef stirred up from what Drake's point of view said was Kanye West telling Pusha T about Drake's kid. Both of them went to the media and expressed their thoughts about it.
By the way, I'm in Wyoming. I play him March 14th. I send him a picture of my son.
Oh my God.
I tell him I'm having trouble with my son's mother. We had a conversation. I shared my... So I wake up and all these dates are out one by one, all around June 15th, by the way. One's May 31st, one's June.
So you didn't give Pusha T the information?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But don't pull me into this conversation. I'm Ye. I got major things to do other than be telling him some information about Drake. You know what I mean?
That's gossipy.
Yeah. I don't sit around and do that. I honestly don't care that much, in all honesty, bro.
Right.
It's fine, but I just enjoy music, you know what I'm saying? And enjoy being with my family. I enjoy making music. My head's not even in that place.
In late August, Kanye West returned home to Chicago to make music and help better the city as a whole, bringing back Yeezy.
Hey man, how does it feel to be home in Chicago?
Feels great, bro.
What are you gonna do whenever you come back? What makes you want to come back to Chicago?
Well, it's a super inspiring place that made me who I am, and I believe there's some work that I can contribute to.
Do you still feel love from the city of Chicago?
Definitely. Look at all this love right here.
A few days ago, President Trump was bragging, saying, hey, you know what, at least Kanye likes me. If you had a message you could send back to President Trump, what would you say to him?
I like him.
You like him too?
Yeah.
All right.
Throughout this time, Kanye West would start creating music again along with Chance the Rapper.
Where I'm from, my people judge too. We don't try. We don't even stop playing for.
Me and Chance working on a new album. It's called Good Ass Job. To go to the studio.
I keep thinking that our problems sooner are gonna work out, but there's that same unhappy feeling, that there's that anguish, there's that doubt. It's the same old daisy hang-up. 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 Tell me why is it so?
I'm a sick fuck, I like a quick fuck, I like my dick suck. I buy you a sick truck, I buy you some new tits, I get you that nip tuck. How you start a family, the condom slipped up.
September 7th, Kanye West and Lil Pump released their infamous single titled I Love It. This was released immediately after Kanye revealed the video at the 2018 Pornhub Awards, in which he was the creative director of the event, having all models dressed in Yeezy head to toe. 2 weeks later, SNL announced for their season premiere the host of the show would be Adam Driver. Matched up with him would be the music star Kanye West. That same day, Kanye announced his 10th upcoming studio album titled Yandhi. Kanye had Yandhi set to release right after SNL, kind of like he did for the setup for the Life of Pablo release, in which he performed on SNL that night and released the album on KanyeWest.com shortly afterwards. Now, when Kanye West was in New York for the week of SNL, he also stopped at Fader. I included this because he made a lot of good points, and he was at a time in his life where he was very philosophical, had some really interesting perspectives on reality and our society as a whole.
Use positivity and positive thoughts. It's literally that simple. In this video game, fear is great. You know, fear can protect you because it's a war zone right now. We're in like this dark ages of civilization. We are a very young species. We kill, we eat, we hate, all this stuff. So a very young species. How many people feel like they have an inner God inside of them here? How many people? Is it? Raise your hand if you don't feel like you have God inside of you. Why don't you feel like you have God inside you? Interesting. So it feels like if you say that you're divine and you have God inside you, that. What would you feel that we have God inside of us?
Hi, I'm Adam Driver, and I'm hosting the season premiere of SNL with musical guest Kanye West.
Uh-oh, Kanye got that look.
Oh, no, what are you up to, Kanye?
Oh, he's definitely gonna do something.
I'm a real freak, I need a real freak. I'm a real freak, I need a real freak. I'm a real freak.
Hands up, play catch with the hundreds. Love is the new money. I'm just chilling with the homies, homies where the heart is. Throw your hands up.
Chooses naked minds. This ain't what they had in mind, but maybe someday.
How did you like Trump? He's racist. Well, if I was concerned about racism, I would have moved out of America a long time ago. We don't just make our decisions based off of racism. I'm gonna break it down to you right now. I thought this country said I could be me. I love me too.
That's all I needed to hear. That's all you have to say. That's funny.
As a result, Yandhi never did release after Saturday Night Live, but after the show, Kanye did a rant after the show where he reached topics such as his support for Donald Trump on SNL, on NBC, a very liberal network, to say the least.
TMZ, I love y'all. What's good, bro?
You.
What question you got?
Can you explain your tweet about the 13th Amendment?
What I was saying is that the 13th Amendment is really slavery in disguise. And it's something that we need to look into, so I'm opening up the conversation, right? When I speak, I have a feeling, and I open up the conversation. There's a lot of things we don't want to talk about. So we're going to Africa in 2 weeks to record so that I can get, I felt this energy when I was in Chicago. I felt the roots, but we have to go to what is known as Africa. I just need to go and even find out what it's really called and just grab the soil and cook food, 5 meals a day so the metabolism stays up, and have my kids in the studio and have the mic in the open. So we're gonna bring out the album on what is known as Black Friday, and which is November 20th.
On October 1st, after Kanye did a sit-down interview with TMZ to discuss everything that he's been saying over the past few months, him and Tiana Taylor also recorded the music video for We Got.
Don't need makeup to dress you up. I gave birth on the bathroom floor.
On October 11th, Kanye once again broke the internet when he took a trip to the Oval Office to meet with Donald Trump and Jim Brown. He discussed topics such as prison reform, more jobs within the United States, and how to better our country as a whole.
The iPlane 1. It's a hydrogen-powered airplane. Well, we're going to have Apple, an American company, work on this plane with. But you know what I don't like about, it's not that I don't like, what I need Saturday Night Live to improve on, or what I need the liberals to improve on is, if he don't look good, We don't look good. We have to bring jobs into America because our best export is entertainment and ideas. But when we make everything in China and not in America, then we're cheating on our country. No, I'm standing in that spot. I love this guy right here. Let me give this guy a hug right here. I love this guy right here. Yeah. Amen. Yes.
That's really nice. Just a few days later, Kanye, Kim, and North took a trip to Uganda where they would meet with the president of Uganda, and Kanye would finish recording his album Yandhi.
Yeah, for football or for what?
They're for going to the gym, but we're making new shoes that are sport football.
Yeah. You're making them?
Yes.
Your company?
Yes.
You done it?
The prophecy say 2019. Y'all think y'all woke, y'all ain't woke like me. Hop off the phone like me. Y'all supposed to be mad at it, you ain't supposed to fight me. Y'all getting money, do y'all really fall? Y'all slay the money, y'all gon' really fall.
In Uganda, Kanye West was also spotted giving away hundreds of pairs of Yeezys to these kids that were living in Uganda. It was a beautiful moment to see him and Kim Kardashian roam the city and the streets of Uganda to give all these free shoes away to the kids. Now, the shoes that they gave away were the Yeezy 350 creams, which, if you guys remember, released in September for over 1 million pairs that was rumored to release. It was the largest drop that Yeezys have ever came out for. It was also part of the We Got Love campaign that Kanye had in newspapers on the same day as the drop for the 350 creams. So I feel the creams in this era represented a unity and a love for everyone.
Come a long way from the heart to the beat. I be feeling no so low. Ain't no stopping you, no way. Things ain't like before. Ain't no stopping you, no way.
On November 11th, Kanye West and Kid Cudi had their first ever performance officially as Kids See Ghosts, playing the entire album as long as collaborative tracks such as Paranoid, Welcome to Heartbreak, and Father Stretch My Hands. Kanye stated on Twitter, "It felt so good being on stage last night with my brother Kid Cudi. After performing again, I realized the album I've been working on isn't ready yet. I'll announce a release date once it's done. Thank you for understanding."
Talking about the relish, I do not embellish. Jacket got wings, shoes got propellers. They try to say I wasn't black no more, about as black as Macklemore.
Black Friday. We did not get Yandhi, but we got Dummy Boy from 6ix9ine. Kanye was featured on 2 tracks on this album. Throughout August and September, we saw Kanye and 6ix9ine actually meet up and work on music together multiple times. What was interesting to see is Kanye West, once again, like he did with Lil Pump and other artists, is pair up with someone who has a lot of criticism built around him and someone who's a younger artist, someone he can basically mentor in a sense. In late June, it seemed Kanye was really impacted by X's death, stating on Twitter that he was inspired by X and his music. He even got shirts and merchandise that would help raise money for X's family and the funeral that summer. Kanye would then be featured on X's album Skins in early December. Kanye was also at the listening party in which he played the song 1 Minute and also performed Father Stretch My Hands. Over 6 months of beef turned into this. Kanye West on December 13th went to Twitter to go off on Drake. After Drake tried to get his sample clear for Drake's upcoming album that he would release later in 2019 with older singles, he was trying to get the Say You Will sample cleared. Kanye West went to Twitter to describe all the things he has done for Drake and the fact that Drake has sent him death threats and has taken shots at his very own family involving his kids.
What was the threat?
Feeling good, all love.
You don't have to run? What? Are you getting more protection for your family?
It was always, I was raised as a Christian, so that's what I believe. I believe Jesus died for our sins.
That's just a piece. That was just my end.
And now I want to create. I want to create content. I mean, eventually, 10 years from now, I just want to create for the church, period. I'm Christian. I'm just going to, I'm designed like the new 60 chapter. This is what I'm here to do. So when I compare myself to Steve Jobs or Walt Disney, Howard Hughes, David Stern, Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Jesus, or whatever it is, I'm saying these are my heroes. These are people that I look up to. This is the type of impact I want to make on the earth. If I can make this type of impact up to this point, what can I do if you call Bob Iger and say, yo, give him a shot? If you call Oprah and say, yo, back this kid.
Well, which is, I assume Picasso? Is that what you were talking about? Or it could be anything?
There's Picasso, there's Escobar, and there's St. Paul.
You know, he's got a God complex because he said if they wrote the Bible again, he would be in it. Duh, yeah, I would be in it. I feel like I'm one of the more important people, you know, in pop culture right now. One of the only people with an opinion. The Bible had, 20, 30, 40, 50 characters in it. You don't think I would be one of the characters of today's modern Bible? And people have their own forms of Bibles now. It's a new day and age. People have their own thinking. People have their own things that they're into. People have their own religion.
I'm disrespecting the amount of blessings that God has given me to not scream it out loud and say and testify every single day about how happy of the situation I'm in.
He walks with me.
Definitely was a tumultuous year. So to be here in 2019 with y'all and embraced in these arms, we overcame so much. Now we absolutely know everything is possible. Not anything, everything is possible.
Beginning in the first weekend of 2019, Kanye West would start hosting Sunday services every Sunday in Calabasas. This was towards a private audience with about 30 choir members, and they would perform older renditions of Kanye's songs, also some old gospel music. This was a very family-friendly event where he would have North and other kids from the Kardashian family perform with them, and it would just be a very uplifting event. David Letterman stated it as a moving event. In late January, Kanye West was seen at Dame Dash Studios working with Dame Dash and freestyling over some beats.
Good luck, I'm here with Dame. All we need is hoes to pull up. Be back like a rock with the rock, man. Just look at what we got, man. Been to the hospital and back. Made it to raps, from the tracks, from the plaques, all of that. Hey, came a billionaire off the music. Hey, Mike in the new whip. Mike Duck and I don't trip. Hey, Yeezys on, I don't slip. Hey, Billy don't trip. Hey, put my feet up. Hey, loop the beat up. Yeah, about to heat up. NBA drip, he's heating up. Hey.
37 passengers. Is it loud? Is it loud? We'd like to make an announcement that we just booked another show. Here, people. We will be doing Sunday service, sunrise at Coachella.
April 21st, Easter Sunday. Kanye West and his Sunday service choir performed in front of 50,000 people Sunday morning at Coachella. This is something Coachella has never, ever seen before. Kanye West decided to dress the entire choir in all purple and have the theme be very Yandhi-like. A lot of people suspected this would be the moment that Kanye West would announce Yandhi. Instead, Kanye West was saved on the
Like approximately April.
Okay.
It was after Coachella.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
God was using me, and it lined up amazing. Like literally the Sunday was Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
I remember when the hair dye, was placed on my head that morning before Coachella, and it hit my head and it felt cold. And I didn't like it. I had an aversion to it. And then when the guy was dyeing it, I didn't even like how it came out. It had like too much white in it, and the tone, it was like purple and white. And I was like, I don't like this.
Take it to the stars. We gon' take it to the moon.
The next few months after Coachella, Kanye West would grow his Sunday service but still have it with a private audience. He would have celebrities come such as A$AP Rocky, Katy Perry, DMX, and others. It was really beautiful to see the growth of Sunday service, including more choir members and outside services. August 25th, Kanye West's second ever public Sunday service, this time in Dayton, Ohio with Dave Chappelle to honor the victims of the Dayton shootings that occurred within the last month in August in Dayton, Ohio. That Wednesday after Sunday service, Kim Kardashian went to Twitter to tweet out the track list of Kanye's upcoming album, Jesus is King. Throughout the next few weeks, Kanye West would host more and more public Sunday services, including one in Chicago with Chance the Rapper and one in Atlanta, Georgia. September 27th, album release day, Kanye West holds the first ever Friday Sunday service in Detroit, Michigan. Later that day, it was announced that Kanye West would host an event at the Fox Theater in downtown Detroit. After not releasing the album, Kim Kardashian went to Instagram and posted that Kanye would be holding listening parties this weekend in Chicago and in New York City.
Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, Chance. We came here tonight to declare that Jesus Christ is King.
This is what your life like. Try to live your life right. People really know you push your buttons like type right. This is like a movie, but it's really very lifelike. Every single night right, every single fight right. I was looking at the gram
and I don't even like likes. I was screaming at my daddy, told me he ain't Christ-like. I was screaming at the referee, just like. Went from 1 and 4 to 1 and 3. Keep a mimic, got it, and it got some heat. He the new commander and the chief. That's some key. That's some.
On October 23rd, Kanye West would host a final listening party for his upcoming album, Jesus is King, at the LA Forum. October 24th, 2019, premiere night for Kanye West's first ever IMAX film titled Jesus is King, a Sunday service showing at James Turrell's Crater in Arizona. Kanye has been known in the past to support James Turrell and his art. This movie's runtime was roughly around 30 minutes and it showed very little narration, just a lot of music, and it was all glimpse of nature, James Turrell's Crater, and the choir as a whole. The same day, Kanye West went to Twitter to announce the track list for Jesus is King.
Your new album, Jesus is King, is the name of the album?
Yes.
When is this album coming out? Is it coming out tomorrow?
It's gonna be dropping 12 a.m.
So, right now it is available.
Oh, it's out now.
Yeah, it's out now. His new album. It's called Jesus is King. Here with the songs Closed on Sunday and Faith from the Oculus, New York City, Kanye West.
On October 25th, on Friday night, Kanye West would perform his new song, Closed on Sunday, from the new album, Jesus is King, on Jimmy Kimmel.
Jezebel don't even stand a chance. Jezebel don't even stand a chance. Chick-fil-A.
After delaying Yandhi in September of 2018, Kanye West finally released Jesus is King. Jesus is King was an 11-track, 27-minute album that reached topics such as finding God, following God, and using God, and how God has impacted Kanye's life over the past year and his entire life as a whole. Because of the very minimalistic cover, a lot of people related this to the album Yeezus. It seems like a part 2 in a sense. I'm someone that is very interested in color psychology. If you take a look at what red means, it means a lot of anger, a lot of aggression. That's why a lot of places like McDonald's, a lot of fast food places have red within their brand and their logo. You take a look at what blue means. It means the total opposite. Calmness, spiritual, being one, being at peace. It's very interesting to see the two parallels between Yeezus and Jesus is King. Throughout Kanye's life and throughout his career, it's very apparent that God and Jesus was in his life. He was always a Christian. He was always a Christian living in society. It seems in 2019, Kanye West took that step to be working for God, to be a Christian everything.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be a Christian music artist now?
I'm just a Christian everything. Now that God has called me and I now have given my life to Jesus Christ and I work for God. There was a time when the Medici family and all the greatest artists did work for the church, and now it seems like all the best designs and everything have this adult edge to it. And I have a family, I have 4 children, I've been married for 5 years, and the perspective, because you asked me a question last year, did having a daughter change my life? And I've completely turned around from what my perspective was last year to where it is now. And I feel like there's so few individuals in a position like mine to be able to give their opinion and stand up and say that this is what family is about. And I feel that God is using me and using the choir and using my family to show off.
Since then, he has done operas, he has been continuing to do Sunday service each week and doing tours throughout the entire country, and even having one in London for Paris Fashion Week 2020. What's most beautiful to me is seeing all the people that have been impacted by Kanye's Sunday services. I've been blessed to be able to go to 2. I attended the one in Dayton, Ohio, and the one in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, one in August and one in January. Both of those were so moving, especially the one in Dayton, Ohio. There was less than about 500 people there, and it was just so inspiring. And so many people have stated that they have devoted their life to Jesus, that they have become Christians because of these Sunday services. I'm very interested to see where Kanye West takes his career path and see how it impacts his music. Me personally, I loved Jesus is King. I think it was a very beautiful album, and being someone who's 42 years old, a father of 4, it was someone to stand up and say, I'm not going to be making secular music anymore. I don't know what is next for Kanye West, but I know it will be nothing but greatness.
I want Jesus to walk with me.
To the hustlers, killers, murderers, drug dealers, even the strippers.
Jesus walks with them.
To the victims of welfare, for we living in hell here. Hell yeah.
Jesus walks with them.
Now hear me, wanna see me more clearly. I know he hear me when my feet get weary. Cause we're the almost nearly extinct. We rappers as role models, we rap, we don't think. I ain't here to argue about his facial features or here to convert atheists into believers. I'm just trying to say the way school needs teachers, the way Kathy Lee needed Regis, that's the way I need Jesus. So here go my single dog, radio needs us. They think you can rap about anything except for Jesus. That means gun, sex, lies, videotape. But if I talk about God, my record won't get played. Well, if this take away from my spins, would you probably take away from my ends? I hope it take away from my sins. Bring the day that I'm dreaming about. Next time I'm in the club, everybody screaming out. God, show me the way, cause the devil's trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now. And I don't think there's nothing I could do now to right my wrongs. Let me get the drums back. The drums.
I hope you guys enjoyed this documentary, you guys. This was my first documentary that I made in a very, very long time. This is the hardest documentary to make. This took a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, a lot of days. This was over a 7-week process to complete this, you guys. But my name is Vaughn Robinson. I go as V-Rob. I have been working with companies such as ESPN, Disney, SeatGeek. I've also worked with Chance the Rapper before throughout my journey on YouTube and as a content creator on this planet. So I hope if you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed this documentary, would you guys please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video to your friends, to Twitter, to social media, to wherever, because this really means a lot to me, you guys. Kanye West is my favorite artist. You guys, if you guys know me at all, you guys obviously know that. But thank you guys so much for watching. It was my pleasure to present you guys with this masterpiece. I hope you guys continue to follow my journey. And thank you guys so much. Stay safe during the coronavirus. And it's all love. Thank you very much.